30-second thing, even though they can see it.
Good morning.
Go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hi, that's Mike, and I'm Da.Hippie. We are Utopia.
We are both hippies, but you're the hippie, or Da.Hippie, I should say.
Duh.
You're Da.Hippie.
Hippie.
How you doing, brother?
You're duh, Mike.
I'm Dumb Mike. We should do that. I'm Dumb Mike with two
The
eyes.
Mike, and I'm Da.Hippie.
Da.Hippie, the Mike. See, like we were
Too
like,
white.
like we were saying on Live 365, you never know when Two White's going to show up, so just use my name, bro.
Right.
I wish StreamYard would have an option where when you hit go live, you can do the countdown so it does it automatically instead of you see your face for 5 seconds.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no. What I need to do is I need to hit that first instead of hitting us first.
Yeah, but
And then
StreamYard needs
it'll start at like 25-second countdown for the people on YouTube and Facebook, But I hit it wrong today. So we were here sitting here and I was like, oh, I should have done the 30-second thing.
Bro, you get stoners on a podcast or radio show or whatever you want to consider this, and that's
Good morning, everybody. Yeah,
good morning.
Right. Yeah, everybody. Good morning, Kelly and Samantha and Eugenia and Tina and Curly Kelly's in jail for 2 more days for doing all of the wonderful sharing she does for us. She shares all of WTHC stuff out for me on all the groups, and she puts her freedom in jeopardy every day, and we appreciate that, Kelly. Thank you.
You know what's crazy is Facebook is changing their name to Meta, so it's not gonna be Facebook jail anymore. How badass does Meta prison sound? Like, doesn't that sound awesome?
Meta jail.
Meta jail. I think Meta prison's more badass.
Meta State Penitentiary.
Ever go to Meta State Penitentiary?
So, I don't know. I just want them to stop fucking with DJs, man. Even the other day, I went and I wrote to them, and I'm getting rude now to them on Facebook. I am like,
you rude? Nah.
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah. Once in a while, I get rude, and I'm like, this is the 150th fucking time, and I use the F word. I'm gonna write this to you. I own the rights to all of my music. I am a DJ, licensed DJ on Live 365 and TuneIn. And then they go and they look it up and they say, oh, you're right. And they give me my rights back and then I can have the video up. But it's every single day. And it's not even like I'm playing music. I'm doing my very best to not play people who are signed, like Kiss or, Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses. I'm playing our friends. I'm playing Calligraphy. I'm playing Muck Sticky, people that are up and coming, independent artists. Mm-hmm. And they just keep fucking with me, man. And I'm like,
well, here's the issue, Hippie, that sucks is if they use like DistroKid or something like that to distribute to Spotify, they automatically, anytime that song's played, they fucking flag it, no matter if you have the rights or whatever. And the negative is those apps will say when you sign up for them that it's not their responsibility to do that, and they still do it.
Well, I wish you would have told me that before I knew this.
I
doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't make sense because it's not their fucking job, bro.
Yeah, leave me alone, right? Like I watch people do like now. I mean, me, I'm all about the doobage, but they let people sit there and smoke weed, but I can't play fucking music,
right?
Like, I'm like, come on, dude, and I got the licenses. Oh, they're over here now, but I have the licenses, I have the paperwork, I got everything I need. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? Welcome in. Karen, how are you?
To answer Kelly's question, the party was amazing last night. Matt, I cannot wait to talk about this. He debuted one of his songs last night.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for it to come out. We can find out when it's coming out. We will play it on this show.
Yeah, well, absolutely. As soon as it's ready to be played. I was hoping it was ready today. I didn't even know he was debuting.
I knew he was performing because he randomly announced it a few days prior, but I didn't know what exactly was going to happen. I've heard the song before because I was hanging out with Calligraphy and they played it for me, but I knew they still got to like go through the whole finalization.
Did he perform while riding an ostrich, or was it
No, I wish, but no, he wasn't
But
riding nobody or nothing.
okay, no ostrich. It was an ostrich he was riding at one point. I saw.
That picture's fucking hilarious, but that's a pink flamingo.
Oh, a flamingo. A flamingo.
Flamingo,
That's
get your animals right. You need to go to the
sorry,
zoo, hippie.
sorry.
You need to go to the zoo.
I'm not one that frequents the zoo very often.
Bro, I went to the zoo one time, and I was medicated, as I always am. I went to the zoo. Me medicated? No, never. I went to the zoo, and there was a sign. It said ostrich. And I looked into the ostrich exhibit, and I ain't joking. There was a zebra. My high ass was
We're
like,
off.
I'm like, have you guys seen this fucking ostrich? What the fuck? Oh, by the way, before I forget, and before we get too much into conversation with Matt, we are giving away a kind rolling tray on this show next week, next Saturday, the 28th. It is beautiful. It's never been used. If you want it used, I'll use it for you.
It can be used by Mike or
Yeah,
Too White. We can get Too White to roll a joint on it if you want it to be signed by Too White. He could sign it.
I'll sign the back of it. All you gotta do is message. I'll do whatever you want me to do with it. But we are giving it away on the 28th. The way that you win this is you share my original post on my official Facebook page, which is just Mike Usenick. Go ahead and give WTHC Radio some love on Facebook by giving them a like and a follow, and also me. And then share, as I said, share it, and then put done in the comments. You'll be put on a list, and we will randomly select the winner. Did you want to do like elimination process while we're live talking, or should we just pick a winner?
That's too much thinking for me right now.
You're high and half asleep.
I'm high and I'm sound asleep still.
I know. I hear the big man snoring in the background.
Yeah, he's over here. He's snoring. Wake up.
He's fucking bro. I got to give you much credit though. You do so much for this to get it started. I'm proud of you, dude, for everything you do.
Thank you very much. It's actually starting to come together now. You know, things are starting to smoothly. Like last night, I think overnight we had complete radio DJs.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm proud of you for that. I'm happy.
I was on with Envy until like 9. Envy went from 9 until midnight till 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. Baldylocks. DJ Baldylocks is now
the 3 hairs.
The 3 hairs, yeah, and 2 of them are pubic.
You gotta add that part. You have to add that part, bro.
Yes, he's as bald as a fuck. No offense to anybody who's bald. I just like making fun of him.
What people don't realize is this is a wig. It's all fake. I'm bald.
Me too. Yeah. If I take my hat off, I got a very bad receding hairline, and it's all matted down. Looks like dreads in the back.
Oh, last night you'd laugh at me because the way that my humor and my brain works. I went to that Halloween festival and I dressed up like Chunks. I saw Aliseo as Cheech, but when I showed up, I realized his old lady was Cheech. So I'm like,
was Tommy.
It was Tommy. So I was like, I wanted to be respectful because I felt like a dick. So I turned around and I took my brown vest off. I was Bob Ross. It all worked.
Oh, you could always be Bob Ross. Put a paintbrush in your hand and a little palette on your arm, and you could walk around as Bob Ross everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, bro.
Puff that hair up a little bit. Happy little tree.
If you're watching this on YouTube and Facebook, make sure you go on the Live 365 app on your phones and listen to it and help get the views up.
Absolutely, please. Yes, always. I don't know if everybody realizes this is on the radio. So like Live 365 and TuneIn are both free apps that you can just download onto your phone, onto your tablet, onto your computer, onto your TV if you got one of them smart ass ones. And then you just put in WTHC and you can listen to us. We're on 24 hours a day. That's what I was just saying. Like the overnight is no longer a computer playing the music. We have officially filled all the overnight spots. So
we're filling all the spots, guys. So
and then I have to get ready to open my other station. So the other one. So
any help you need, brother, I'm always available. I'm almost always available in the mornings, except for lately because I'm in the studio with calligraphy. But once the music's written, if you need help in the mornings, dude, I can always swing by, be a, just show up on shows, whatever, bro.
Yeah, we can talk. I kind of think you're funny, so we'll talk.
Yeah, you
First,
wouldn't have me
you're
on your
funny
show
look.
if you didn't think I was somewhat funny. Let's
You're
be
funny looking, but not everybody can see you. That's why I put you on here so people can look at you.
dude, I've got a voice for fucking silent films and a face for radio.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Wow.
See, I know you're the king of compliments. You know that.
I am. I'm always trying to help everybody, make everybody smile.
You,
Smile.
you
You're
make
on
me
in
smile,
the camera.
dude. A lot of people will
I
not
want to hear about
know.
your party last night. I'm sorry.
Last night was fucking
All
awesome.
right. So give me an idea. Was it for kids or was it an adult festival?
It was 18 and up. It was a Halloween costume party. There was
Out,
cannabis.
outdoors at somebody's house? Was it at a field? Was it in a park? Was it?
It was indoor outdoor because the way it was set up is there's like this building that you go into and that's where like all the performances and we all hang out. But there's also an outdoor area where we all smoked and shit. Like you go out the back door and stuff.
Was it
It,
somebody that we know's house or something? Was it a house
I
party
don't.
or
It
yeah,
wasn't a house. It wasn't a house. It was like
like a
kind of like
barn?
it's kind of like a shed kind of ordeal. I don't know who owns it or whatever, but I know like it was hard for me to get there because my GPS wanted me to go to some random person's house down the road.
I hate that. I hate that when when the when the yeah when the GPS. Good morning, good night, Steve. He's in Australia. I don't know. I think it's nighttime over there. Good night, Steve. How are you? I think it's officially Sunday over there now.
You know who we need to get on this show eventually?
Arnold.
We need to get our buddy that shit his pants. We need to hear the story about him.
Kyle, he wanted
Yeah.
on so bad last night, and I couldn't get him up here. Finally, I think we have the ability to get him up here, but he's probably sleeping now. It's
See,
only like 5 in the morning where he is.
I'm sorry to call you out, Matt. Matt can talk about this when he comes on. But
Uh oh.
his first time ever doing stand up comedy, he fucking pissed his pants. He told me that story. It was before the Belmont Gym thing, like way before. He did like an open mic night or
Yeah,
some shit. And he got
you might wanna not call him out for stuff like that on the radio and on TV.
he told it as a stand up comedy thing in front of hundreds of people. We're good.
Oh, okay.
When he comes on here, he can kick my ass. I love him. We call each other out on all kinds of shit. There's no shame in our group.
Well,
Oh, this Mel person is a virtual dispensary owner.
yeah, so is Tish.
That's
They,
cool
and
shit.
Dr. High, they all have that same. I don't know the name of it. Dr. High knows the name of it. But yeah, anybody anywhere in the United States, and they don't just sell marijuana; they sell mushrooms, tarts, stuff like that. Dr. High swears by the mushrooms. He's not allowed to get the weed because he lives in Canada. They give you a free sample of everything when you buy into the dispensary. And then, but unfortunately, because he was in Canada, he wasn't able to get the flower, I guess is what they said. So he tried all the mushrooms and loves them and owns the dispensary. But
Hmm.
yeah, I
So,
contemplated it. I contemplated. I was almost in.
that's
Canaglobe. Yes, Canaglobe. That's it.
see, I've always wanted to get into like the cannabis industry. Look at me, I'd be
Well,
perfect.
there you go. You could own your very own dispensary, virtual dispensary. And then it's all about how much you promote it. Like these guys are here all the time and they're shouting it out. They didn't know that Dr. High was in on it, but Dr.
Well,
High's not here. And I don't got no problem with I love them on
I
purpose.
would love to start a virtual dispensary. Guys, hit me up and let me know how to do that exactly because I'd
Yeah.
love to do that shit. That'd be fucking
Um,
fun.
it's gonna be a fight. All three of them are gonna attack you because it's kind of like that. You know, you get under them and then they go up and it's not a pyramid scheme in any way like that.
No, well, the thing is,
But
I'm
it's
not in
as they,
competition.
when they bring somebody in, it helps them, obviously.
We're not in competition. I don't compete with people. We're all in this together. We're all going to make money. I don't care.
Right, right. And then it's all about you after that. You make your website, you create your own website, you create your own virtual dispensary, decorate it, make it the way you want it. and then just get people to go there and buy your weed.
Fucking dope. Sorry about it taking a little bit. Matt was having issues with the link. I sent him the link again, see if it works. We're just having some testicular difficulties.
Oh, you've spoken to him?
Yeah, we're typing back and forth on Facebook right now, so he should be showing up soon.
I sent him a link in the messenger from Tie-Dye Tea to him on Messenger. He should just have to open that and then just click on that little blue link thing. There he is.
There he is.
Ads. He's in the car.
We have Matthew motherfucking Cooper in the building.
Woo-hoo! There he is.
How do?
Bro,
sorry I'm late. I was having testicle difficulties.
You're good. I feel bad. I kind of called you out, man. I kind of called you out on your first ever comedy. You pissed yourself. I'm sorry.
I did.
He told me. I'm like, you shouldn't be telling everybody that Matt pissed himself. Oh, there he goes.
There it goes.
Okay.
So how you doing, brother? You feeling all right?
I'm doing
from
good.
Last night?
I'm tired as hell. My voice kind of hurts, but I mean, it was a good night, man. It was a good night.
I did not know you were even in the singing industry. I just thought you were a dab and dad. You're
Honestly,
all over the place. You're everywhere, man.
First things first, I want to point out that I absolutely love you there.
Thank
Hippie.
you. Thank
love
you.
you.
I'm so sorry that we didn't get a chance to hang out as much as we could have over the weekend when we were there, but you were busy and I was busy and we just didn't get a chance to see each other as often. But I wanted to get to know you. I'm glad
tough.
you're here now.
Especially when we're at events like that, I get pulled a million different directions.
I could only imagine. And it was like I told everybody, it was probably one of the best events I've ever been to in my entire life.
Yeah, Louis put on a good show.
I've been 8 or 10 Grateful Dead shows in my time, and I'm comparing them to them. I'm comparing them to, like some of the best parties I've ever been to. And I'm an old man. I've been to some parties.
I'll take that because, yeah. I've never gotten to go to. I've gotten to go to a couple like Grateful Dead laser shows, but it's not the same. That's not the same.
No, not at all. But I don't, you don't remember very much of Grateful Dead shows, so it's hard to remember them. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
At events like that, though, it's funny because you say you didn't get to hang out with Matt much. Me and Matt are like bros, and I hardly ever get to hang out with him at these events. We get pulled in like fucking 2 different directions. We call each other the next day. We're like, "Did you have fun?
Did you do what you do last night? Yeah, I know we were together, but did you see? Did you see when I did this?" And
no, yeah, it gets to be it gets to be a lot, but I mean, so far we've been able to manage it pretty well. And then to get back to your question initially, I haven't done music in 15, 16 years. I was lead singer of a heavy metal band for years. We toured. It was a lot of fun. The hip hop side of it is completely different. So it's been a lot to get used to. More clean vocals, less black.
I have to agree with you because I'm an old heavy metal guy, not heavy metal, but an old rock and roll, classic rock kind of guy myself. And since I've opened up the radio station, everything is coming at me, different types of music, and I have to open my mind to everybody. And believe it or not, it has been really pleasurable. I would say 90% of the people that are sending me music is fantastic. Like I enjoy it and I'm opening my mind to it where I was always closed-minded. I was like, no, if it ain't classic rock, it ain't nothing for me, man. I ain't interested. When, the hair bands went and then the grunge stage ended, I kind of was like, all right, I'm done. I'm staying with these guys. These are my guys for the rest of my life. And I guess I'm done with music because there hasn't been really any good music since. But that's not true. I've come across Calligraphy. I love them.
Yes.
I've come across Seed Squatch. He's amazing. Douglas with Southern Star Productions over there. Fantastic. I see Michael Gallagher's got a future in rapping over there.
Yes, he does.
I play his music every once in a while over here.
That's exciting. That's exciting for me. That's exciting for me. And I apologize for being in my car. I have to go to work here in a little bit, and it was way easier than trying to get the studio set up and then heading to the cloud.
I totally get it. I know it's okay.
It's just easier middle ground.
But hey, bro, you're always welcome to come on this show. So
absolutely. Hey. I would love to have you on with Envy one night as well when me and Envy do a show.
No, honestly, you just tell me what days you guys have available and you want me to get on, and I'm always down. I
Right.
will make.
I know you're a busy guy, though. You know, I know you're a busy guy. So I'll
I
reach
will
out
make
to you
them.
privately, and we'll make an effort to have you come on again later in the month.
Do you want me to just give Hippie your number, Matt?
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the one that I've been calling you on? Because Matt over here, he has like 9 different phones. I tried to call him and somebody else answers half the time. I'm like, oh, this ain't his number no more. All
Matt's
right.
phone. Matt's phone. He left it here at this place today.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Unfortunately, he's not wrong.
I'm like, he didn't answer this one. Let's call this one.
But yeah, no. Last night's event was amazing. It went flawlessly. I mean, whenever you've got drinking involved, you're gonna have like minor hiccups, but like surprisingly, there really weren't, and there really wasn't any. Like, it was a good event. I wish you guys could have been there for that one.
You guys fought
yeah,
through
it's a
it,
bit of a ride for me. It was probably, if I would have went straight to you guys, it probably would have been a 6 or 7 hour ride.
That ain't
for us
bad.
to get there, from me to get there. Curly Kell, when she came 2 hours to me, picked me up. Then we went 6 hours to Lori, picked her up, and then went 3 hours or 2 hours up to you guys in Utah. No, not Utah, Ohio.
Ohio, there you go.
Yeah, but
I'm
Lori
like, we're from Utah.
Lori lives in West Virginia, and then and I'm in Pennsylvania. So, and Curly Kell's in New York, so she came from New York through Pennsylvania all the way down to West Virginia, and then back up to Ohio, so that we can get there.
That's a long ass ride. We just had to do a 12-hour stint to head to for the Redneck Rave in Missouri. That's 12 hours straight through.
I wish the concert was this way this time instead of further the other way. I was like, damn, like Missouri's even further.
Yeah, no, it was a ride, but I'm telling you, that was one of the best shows I've been to in a long time. Yeah. And of course, we had our weed suits on, and the first chance I got, I jumped in somebody's side by side. Shout out my buddy Danny Cannison. As soon as we walked into, like, we got our wristbands, and was heading down to like where like the vendors tables and stuff where he pulled up. He's like, "Who wants to get muddy?" And me, right here.
Did the suit make it? Is it all right, or you got
the one suit is, I mean, I washed it and it's a little stained up. I took 3 with me just in case, because I kind of knew that I was giving one of them up to the mud gods. I was aware of that.
Now, I don't know. Are you the head of the Weed Suit Heroes? I mean, who's the head?
No, honestly, I mean, there really isn't a head, but I mean, it would be myself and Billy Blaze.
Right. I know. I don't mean that, but I mean, I want to just make sure that you know that I am a honorary Weed Suit Hero, and they just don't make it in my size. I've been trying to find one. I'm gonna have somebody sew one for me and make one for me.
Oh no, you are definitely an honorary Weed Suit Hero.
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful for that. And I'm gonna start my own chapter over here in this area in Pennsylvania, and my WTHC radio listeners are all gonna end up having to become Weed Suit Heroes.
We're gonna become like a biker club, bro. We're gonna have like sectors.
Get patched in.
Yeah, right. I want to have Proby patches for my guys when they start over here in Pennsylvania.
I like it. So, real quick question.
Yes.
Where are you at in Pennsylvania?
I'm in beautiful Pocono Mountains, all the way on the east side, over by. I'm like, you ever heard of Mount Airy Lodge, Mount Airy Casino?
Yes, I have actually.
I'm right near there, or I'm right near the Pocono Raceway, right next.
I was in the oil field for a long time, and we did a lot of traveling out that way. We serviced a lot of natural gas rigs out that way.
Oh yeah. I'm right by the racetrack. I'm like in between the racetrack and the casino in that area, somewhere in the Pocono Mountains. Yeah, it's okay. I don't love it. It's already too cold for me, but I'm getting old, and cold comes quicker when you're old, I guess. You get cold quicker.
Arthritis and shit, man.
Yeah. I'm not ready. I am not ready for the cold.
You guys know about cold. Ohio knows all about the cold. Like
Ohio's weather is so
we'll have 4 seasons in one day.
Right. You could, we're the same way. No, I guess we're not. Because we're on the top of the mountain, so we got 2 seasons. It's either warm or ice cold.
Hey, we have
warm or ice cold.
We have 5 seasons, Hippie. We have winter, almost winter, hot. And actually, we only have 4 because the last one's construction.
Yeah.
Highway construction season, redoing all the
Building.
potholes for fucking up from the winter. But that's you got to think about that. That's the plows going every day and trying to keep up with the snow. All of us up in this upper area by the Great Lakes, we get screwed with the snow shit all the time. I hate it.
So
See, and that's one thing I'm glad we don't have, that lake effect snow. Fuck all of that. Pardon my language.
I thought you would. No, that's okay. We curse over here on WTA.
We fucking curse. You're allowed saying all them words that George Carlin said you couldn't, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And R.I.P. George Carlin.
Yes, absolutely.
He paved the way for the dumb shit that I do online.
Absolutely. He was one of my icons. I loved him.
That whole 7 words thing.
In the canoe.
The whole 7 words thing, from my understanding, was improvised because he was told not to do that skit, and he was like, and they're like, you're going to lose sponsors. And at that time, he was not an adult comedian. He was going to change to be one, and they're like, you're going to lose sponsors. And he's like, here's the word you can't say, and he did it anyway, like a fucking gangster.
That's exactly like what DX did with wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me take 2 seconds for anyone who's viewing and in Ohio or has people in Ohio. You guys have a chance to vote for recreational cannabis. It's issue 2 on the ballot.
Every day. I tell them every
November
day.
7th. We pushed very, very hard for that one. And Bill has been he's been putting in work for 10 years. Past couple of years. I have followed that man through every town in Ohio. And when I say every, I mean it. We put 14 towns, cities, and villages in 1 year on the ballot. And passed, I think it was 6 or 7 of them, like that first year. But we had 14 towns on the ballot in 1 year's time. That was collecting a lot of signatures.
With him, I want to talk with him. Maybe I'll have him and you come on together.
That'd be dope, dude. And if I know Bill, he'd be down. He doesn't miss any chance for publicity. He doesn't. And he loves you guys. He talks so highly of y'all because he got to hang out with you guys a lot more than I did at the camp out because
he was camping right across the street from us. You must not have.
He'll tell people to fuck off a lot more than I will. I get pulled off in a lot more directions because he'll look at you like, I'm busy. You know what I mean? Like, give me a second. We're talking. Where I'm kind of.
I'll be right there.
I'm a stone people pleaser, so I'm like, okay, here I come.
You're like me. Yeah, I'll be right there. Hold on 1 second. Yep. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta take care of this person. Okay, I'm going in. Yeah, I'm the same way. Except for I'm big and lazy now, so it's more you come to me and I'll take care of what you need.
Since recreational is on the ballot and it's going to be legal, I have to do a little thing that I did at the beginning because I'm not sure if you know yet or Matt, but we are giving away a kind rolling tray. Since weed is going to be legal soon, you're going to have a rolling tray. On the 28th, we're going to be giving it away. All you have to do is give a like, a follow to me and Hippie on Facebook, and go give Matt a like and follow. This dude's fucking amazing.
Absolutely,
He's fucked up the game. And also, make sure that you hit share on the original link on my page with the picture and everything, and then hit done, and you'll be on the drawing.
Social media has been such a wild ride. I had been making, because I was in the oil field right before COVID hit. I had been making, like little content and stuff. But once COVID hit, like we worked all the way through like the first 2 big waves of COVID and everyone getting sick. But then they finally started shutting the rigs down. So I was stuck at home.
Right.
My depression kind of started creeping in there. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Started just making random like rant videos. And for what it blew up to has been amazing.
Yeah.
The reception I've gotten online has been nothing short of beautiful. It's been cool.
Yeah.
It's been cool.
I was basically the same story. I was laying on the couch sick with COVID and watching TV, and I was watching those murder shows on how to get away with murder or kill your wife and get away with it stuff. Yeah.
My wife watches a lot of that. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, you should worry because I'm probably doing the same thing.
I've met your wife. I'd be worried.
We're planning. Your wife and I are planning. Yes,
I'm telling you, like she has watched enough of that shit in the past couple of years. I'm positive that she has the perfect crime already in mind.
Absolutely, I do.
That's not an admission of guilt, anyone, but
no, I don't know nothing.
But if Matt comes up missing, we know what happened.
Right. I love my life. I didn't do it to myself. It's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, right. If there's a suicide note, it's not real.
No, yeah, check the handprint on that. I mean, check the handwriting on that one. It's not me.
She just Kurt Cobain's your ass, bro.
Dude, it worries me every day because that woman has dealt with some shit. Honestly, I have the biggest shout out that I have to give to anybody is to my wife for A, dealing with me on a day-to-day basis, B, dealing with my schedule and like being pulled away as much as I am.
All right.
Because I am gone so much more than I'm home. But I mean, she got a little bit of that with me being, like I said, I was a coal miner and I worked in the oil field for, years.
Right. So she's probably used to it, and now.
To a
Are
point,
you happier? Are you out of the the coal mining, the fuel business now? Totally? Are you?
I am. I want to say yeah that I am. I mean, I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. I don't miss the random drug tests, and that was kind of like, you know what I mean, that was the big thing. Is like I don't make the money I was making, but hey, I'm 17 times happier doing what I'm doing. I get to help people, and I get to talk. I get paid to talk shit online. It's a good time.
And you get paid to sell legal weed. What the fuck?
Right. And what's cool about that is there's so much to learn about cannabis that, like, when I was going through like recovery, I spent a lot of time learning about the cultivation, you know what I mean, the actual like production process, as much as I did paying attention to the terpene profiles and stuff. And it ended up coming in handy with the CBD realm, because now that you have all these analogs, you've got your Delta 8, your Delta 10, all that fun stuff, THCA, THCP. It helps because the majority of our customer base are older. And it's people that are coming back to cannabis who lived through the whole reefer madness and stuff.
Right. So they that had it pounded into their heads that it was bad, and we weren't allowed to do that shit. And now,
like, you almost can't even get. You're
older now, and you need that medicine. And now they're having a hard time understanding that it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, and that's
okay to be medicine.
So many people like that, they'll come in and like they're okay with it, they're comfortable with it, but they don't have the information that they would need, or they're still really I don't know what word I want to use. I guess you mean like they don't exactly trust what I'm telling them, because they had heard for so many years that it was as bad as heroin, or it was as bad as, you know what I mean, these harder drugs.
It was a Scheduled 1 drug, which was in the same classification as heroin and cocaine and all the other other bad ones. And they still trying to pull out my story. Right. I have a very similar story, I'm sure.
I was addicted to prescription painkillers, and it spiraled out of control. I was doing everything I could get my hands on. And I mean, it started getting bad, kind of doubling back to it. Like I said, my wife has dealt with some shit with me. I was one of the predominant drug dealers in the area.
I did most of my shit prior to my wife, but I didn't get married until later in life because of that. I was lost from 18 to 28. I was a bad drug addict. And luckily at 28, I met my wife, cleaned myself up, and got clean with the help of marijuana the whole way.
Yeah.
Because every time I wanted to do what I was doing, the drug of choice at that time, instead I would just smoke this, and I would feel better, and I'd be all right to make it through a couple more hours until the next time I had that craving or whatever it was,
I use that argument a lot because, I mean, as a medical patient in Ohio, one of the precursors for getting your medical card is not addiction, when it should be. So I spend a lot of time arguing with legislation and stuff, because I am one of, thousands of other medical patients that used cannabis to reform ourselves from heavy drug use.
Absolutely.
And I was using heroin, fentanyl, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say I wear that badge with honor, because I mean, there's obviously no honor in it, but I'm very proud to tell my story, because I know how bad I was.
It's not about what you've done though, Coop. That's not the badge of honor. The badge of honor is the fact you're still sober and you've done what you've done.
Right. And you're still here to tell your story. You're still here to tell your story, because
that's why I scream it from the mountaintops, because there's a lot of people who didn't make, they didn't make it. There's a lot of people who didn't accept that family
struggling that struggle right now, currently.
I'm sorry to change the subject, but I did have a question from Matt. ADHD. This is the show of ADHD. We all fucking just interrupt each other and change the subject.
Listen.
So
what were we talking about?
You debuted Right Your Wrongs last night.
Yes.
All right.
When is that song coming out on MP3? Because we were going to play it on the show.
Honestly, it'll probably be a few weeks, because actually there are guitars that go there's a whole guitar section that goes with that song. But unfortunately, the gentleman that we had do the guitaring at first, He didn't get a chance to finish it, and he's an amazing guitarist, but he does a lot of like freelance work and he stands in for like a lot of other guitar players when they can't like make their shows.
Yeah.
So he's really busy. Like he's a professional guitar player.
Right.
So I've got a really good friend of mine who's going to step in this week. He's writing a little something. As soon as we get the guitars recorded for the track, we'll have it mixed off. So I'm saying within the next probably month and a half, 2 months.
So I have a question for you.
Let me know, because we'll debut it with Mike.
Oh, absolutely. And I've got four other songs that'll be coming out within the next month. One being a heavy metal track. The others are hip hop, country, cross, which like I said is so
like
different.
A Jelly Roll or FJ Outlaw kind of thing. Yeah, I like that. I like that though.
With your songs, Coop, we could literally just premiere them on this show if you want.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Absolutely. We'll
just send us the MP3
when they're ready, and then I'll just put them up and we'll play them throughout the day and overnight.
No, dude, that would be absolutely amazing. I want to somehow get Dabbing with Dads incorporated with what you guys are doing, because I love what you're doing and I want to see this grow.
Well, how about this? We'll talk after the show, or where you have an opportunity. And Dabbing, I'm looking for podcasts that could be on WTHC on a everyday or weekly or regular basis.
We could do the weekly, like guaranteed.
Yeah,
and we've already got a bunch of content that's up, but I mean,
we could start with, if you guys are down, I could take old stuff that you haven't, and I could start playing it already, and then take.
Oh, absolutely.
When I get time,
kind of like how I'm doing it with I'm sorry, Michael, Two Fat Buds. I just started playing there. They have a podcast, very educational. It's only a little half-hour one, but it's good. And they had me on, so I had to have, I love them.
Well, see, I would like to have you on the show. Like,
absolutely, I would.
And we can do it through Discord, because we don't use StreamYard. We do ours live on YouTube, and then we have some pre-recorded lives and stuff that are up there too as well. There's like 3 years worth of like just lives, and that's why we had a lot of people like, yo, it's just a cash grab for you, and you're like, you can't monetize a live on YouTube, bud. We do this shit for free. It's an hour-long show it's a smoke session, so it leaves it open ended. We can be entertaining, we can be informational, you know what I mean? We can have regular just nostalgic conversations, like, and we withstood 3 years, and we have great, amazing core group of followers. Like,
I've seen you guys, I watch you guys, I follow Dabbing with Dads. Absolutely. That's how I found most of you guys, I think, was watching through Dabbing with Dads. And then from there, I don't know, I guess Calligraphy hit me up, LLC, and asked me about playing their THC song, and I was like, absolutely. And then it's been
I want to shout Calligraphy out. Those guys have come so far. They take that shit so seriously.
Hardest working men in music right now, man.
They are. I was in their studio, and they're like, look at all the music we're working on. They have like 40 fucking songs that they worked on that week. And I'm like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, dude. And like I said, we've got a couple that no one right now they're just the instrumentals. But we've got a lot of fucking people ready for, like I said, I think I've got 3 other people that I have to get in the studio with me. I've got 3 good features. I've got 2 songs that are almost done and ready to rock, because I now have my own recording studio at the house, because I work so much. It's hard to get over the Jags all the time. And I mean, like, those guys are always working. So you'll get in there on Monday. If you miss a day, they'll have 6 songs done and ready to rock for you by Wednesday. Like, those guys are workers.
They're fucking nuts, because Jag was like, you can come over at 7 a.m. if you want. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I do this shit all day long.
Yeah, dude. He sits there and mix it. Like, they take their craft incredibly serious, and they have got, like, Manny, I have watched that kid come out of his shell so much. Since
he's the quiet one out of all of them, right? Yeah,
but I'm telling
very nice. I didn't get to say very much. He didn't really. I mean, he was very sweet, very nice guy. But not much of a talker.
No, he's more of a sit back and watch. But it was so much work.
His girlfriend and hung out back behind everybody when they all came over and met me over there. It was awesome though. It was what a great. I can't get over how much fun it was. And you're right though. Manny, I love his songs. He's got a couple great ones that I play now that I've figured out that it's not all Calligraphy and that they're individual artists. So I don't have to play them. I'm like, I want to play them all, once an hour, but it was all labeled calligraphy, and I'm like, I can't play them because I can only play calligraphy once an hour.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's Manny's got some of his own solo stuff coming out. And I've actually gotten to hear them. Now, some of them do have features on them, but for the most part, it's just Manny. I got to be a part of their very first video with the THC video, and that was a phenomenal shoot. Like, it was awesome, but you could tell Manny was still very reserved, very new. From the day they recorded THC to some of the stuff he's doing right now, it's been insanity.
I've heard some of it too, and it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And you could see on the stage at OVDJ, he opened up. He was more, he was into it when the show was going on, not so standish. He didn't stand still, he kind of came out and sang and did his shit,
Speaking of performances,
what's that?
Go ahead, Michael.
Speaking of performances, how soon did you know that you were performing? Because you posted that like days before.
Actually, it was a day or so before we made the decision, because we found out there was another artist that was supposed to perform last night. He goes by the name of Birdcat. He's open for Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I know Birdcat. I play him. Hell
yeah. He was supposed to be the other performer. Well, for whatever reason, he wasn't able to make it. So we pulled the audible. Bill was like, it started with them asking if I would just do 4 cover songs and have the Weed Suit Heroes kind of dance around behind me, help the crowd get in. And I was like, yeah, cool. I mean, I've always enjoyed singing, and I sang the hell out of other people's stuff. And it was kind of last minute because, again, the guitars to Right My Wrongs aren't done, but all the lyrics and stuff are. We're literally just, so Jag was like, listen, I'll just take the guitars out of the background and let's let people hear it. And I was like, wait, what?
Nothing like being put on the spot.
Hello, anxiety. How are you doing?
You didn't piss yourself last night, though.
No. Luckily, good. Let's go ahead and backtrack, because I told that story at our comedy at the gym.
That was when it turned out to be little kids.
I was a younger performer, and again, I've always done heavy metal music, but with that, you've kind of got a crutch. The music's loud, you're screaming more often than not. Like, you've got a little bit of protection.
Right, you can't.
First time
I decided to do a mistake and not, it could be missed easily.
Right, you can cover it up really easily. Right. I was doing my first stand-up comedy, which was already nerve-wracking enough because that's just you. That's it. You don't have a band behind you. Like, if you sound like shit, the music still sounds good. You don't have that.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know what it was, because I've always been a performer. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been in front of people. But for some reason, that night, I got really sick to my stomach. I was anxious. It was all bad. But when we got out on stage, I started doing my thing. And I don't know if it was just nerves or what, but yeah, I picked myself.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I mean, I still got through the set, but I don't think anyone realizes, like, how unnerving it is to have your, you know what I mean? Like, to realize you just vacated your bladder and had no control over it.
Bro, we had somebody shit their pants on our Discord, so that's not.
Yeah. No, he was at work in his behalf, but I mean, he came back and told everybody in the Discord. That was silly. I'm like, Let's talk about that. Dabbing with dads. A lot of people realize that it's an experience when you come to the show physically. Right.
And a lot of people, they do smoke, but they don't smoke the way we do. Like, we you got to see it. We smoke a lot.
Yep.
And a lot of people think that, like, our videos and stuff are for show or whatever. So whenever they actually get to come hang out with us, they try to keep up, and we tell everyone, listen, there's no shame in passing. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool.
Yeah,
we do this a lot.
And this ain't weed, like street weed. This is like medical high grade.
It's medical grade cannabis. But we had one of our really good friends who comes to the show a lot. So he had been there. Like, he knew what he was getting into.
Right.
Apparently he went into a coughing fit.
I
missed it. I was busy it was one of the days we were doing a challenge. So I was a little preoccupied. He coughed so hard, I just noticed his eyes got real big and he ran outside real fast.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to my friend Kyle. He thought it was a fart, and it turned out to be a shit.
And this
You never
asshole.
trust a fart at a certain age.
Right.
Well, no, this asshole on live on the air played that song. I thought I farted, but I shit.
And then shouted him out to the world, but it's okay. He's okay. But I was sad with him because we're trying. Kyle is a great guy. Kyle has autism and high functioning autism.
Okay.
And when he was younger, he was not paying attention to the road and he was looking at his phone. And he walked out into the road, and a woman who was not paying attention to the road was looking at her phone, and she ran him over at a high rate of speed.
Jesus.
And he's lucky to be alive. He was.
I feel bad for laughing. Thanks, Dick.
Oh, sorry. No.
Welcome to the show. He'll make you feel like an asshole for laughing. It happens all the time.
Okay, it's okay. Kyle is a good kid. He's a great guy. He's going to be 31 this month. He's happy to be alive. He doesn't blame her. He blames, it was an accident. He's totally down with the fact that, they both weren't paying attention. They both, it just happened to happen. He's not happy with his situation, but he has to deal with it. He now started smoking marijuana. Anyway, he was at work, I guess, and he had an accident. But we're sitting in Discord, and there's like 10 women and 10 guys all just hanging out, listening to the music. And he feels as though he has to come in and tell everybody that he shit himself. Well, he said he was sick, and I was busting his balls, and I'm like, "You need to go back to work, you bum." Just busting his balls. Trying to take the day off so you can come hang out with me at WTHC, whatever. Busting his chops. And he's like, "Hippie, I was sick," and I'm like, "Oh, all right." And he's like, "I shit myself," and I'm like, "Dude, don't tell the whole room."
He's been trying to get this kid.
You don't tell 10 beautiful women and 10 guys that you're hanging out with here that you just came in and you shit your pants and you're on the bus on your way home from work.
That is my opening remark that I usually tell people. What the fuck?
Right. I just shit my pants. That's how you open up a comedy show.
The night that our friend had let loose in his undergutchies, I just noticed he had left real quick. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, he was there and then he was gone. And I noticed everybody was giggling. And I was like, what the hell? Well, he never came back into the garage. Like, he kind of came in, poked his head in. He's like, "Hey, guys, love you. I'm going to head home." And then he was gone. Well, after we had gotten off the live, Dustin looked at me and said, "You know why you left, right?" No, why? He said, "Because he shit himself." And I started fucking losing it. And I kind of felt like a dick. You know what I mean? Like, why am I laughing at this?
Yeah, but because you've done it before and you're just trying to hide it. Everybody's done it, Michael.
If you say you haven't shit or pissed yourself on an adult, you're fucking lying.
And that goes for you ladies. That goes for you ladies too. Even though my wife will say she's never done it. I'm like,
listen, a lot of people swear they've never, you know what I mean? They've never done that, but that's,
they're just
never
going to admit to it.
We've all eaten Taco Bell at night. We know.
Most of us had White Castles at one point or another.
Let me grab change. I'll be right back, Bubba.
Sounds good.
All right, you go do what you got to do.
Oh no! I'm in Bel Air, and they're passing the fire department. They do this thing like twice a year, where they stand in the middle of the intersection with a boot, and they just collect money.
Yep, I do it. I was a firefighter for 2 years.
Also, guys, if
my dad, my entire family are firefighters. My dad is recently retired. My brother, actually, my younger brother, is the chief of Tiltonsville's fire department. My uncle is the captain of the Alerts Fire Department in Martins Ferry, Ohio.
I volunteered for my town here. I did it for about 2 years, and then I got into a severe car accident.
Sorry to hear that.
I was driving my company's ambulance back with no lights, no sirens, nothing, just minding my own business with a couple kids, the juniors in the vehicle. We used it as a vehicle to transport the younger kids and more firefighters to get to the scene because fire trucks only hold a certain amount of people.
No, ma'am. Can I have 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles?
Please.
And a large Sprite?
Please.
Hey, can you get me a coffee, Matt?
No, man, that's all. Y'all want anything?
No, I'm good.
No, what's crazy is Matt could get something because all I got to do is drive to him.
Yeah, get me a coffee. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Hey, yeah, man, I got you.
So then I was driving my fire truck back, and a taxi at 75 miles an hour lost control and came sideways in the fog and slammed into the front end of my ambulance and fucked me up for the rest of my life. But
I'm sorry.
Does that tie into the shitting your pants story? Like, did you shit your
I did not
pants?
shit my pants that day. No, I did not. It was
I would have.
That's a day where I could have shit my pants. I should
You
have.
should have shit your pants. I would have.
Listen, if you're ever in an accident, insurance pays out double if you poop yourself. So if somebody touches my bumper,
You're making that shit come out.
Really?
Fact, bro. I'm forcing it. So if you're ever with me in the car and we get the small fender bender,
Everybody
you look over, mind your business. You know what I'm doing.
Everybody's shitting their
Everybody's
pants.
sitting in the car.
It'll look like a
tell
G.T.
everybody,
Allen concert in that car.
Have a good day.
So, Matt, I brought
Yes, sir.
I brought this up to people. I know we're going to be marching outside the voting polls in St. Clairsville on the 7th.
Yes.
If you guys want to come hang out with us, once they pass it legally, we will smoke with you guys.
Absolutely, I want
So
to
come on out and hang out with the Weed Suit Heroes and all the other fellow stoners, because we are going to pass it.
Have a good day.
I'm so confident we're going to pass it that we are going to smoke with you guys after it passes.
Yeah, no, dude.
Pretty much a guarantee, I've heard.
Yeah.
We will be outside every polling station. Like I said, we'll have some out in St. Clairsville, but we'll have some people in some other polling stations as well. We're going to make as much, and I guess we're going to be trying to get out in the next couple days to really raise some more awareness to remind people that they can go vote for it, because a lot of places around our area are very conservative. So they don't show, any signs for vote for 2. So if we don't go make that noise, a lot of people do not know it's on the ballot still.
Is it not written right there? I mean, when you're reading the ballot, isn't it like
does,
right
but
there?
people-
A lot
It
of
says
times-
marijuana, yes or no?
What Ohio will do is they'll put it on the back of the ballot.
Matthew, I want to ask you another question. The other day, I was doing a little research for the Dr. High show, and I came across some Ohio rules. I want to know what you know about the whole gun law stuff, because I came across some shit they're trying to sneak. They're trying to sneak some gun law bullshit in underneath you guys with the weed law.
Here's what they've been doing with this, and honestly, it's some shady shit. But when they first put medical in Ohio, they had stipulated that if you had your medical card, you cannot have a concealed carry, which is absolutely bullshit. You cannot take somebody's Second Amendment rights for a medication, especially when bars still exist.
Right. I don't believe in any of that shit when you're drunk and you can walk around with a gun, but I'm high, and I was telling, I think it might have been Mike. I said I would have to throw my safe at the criminal who broke into my house, because I can't remember my damn code.
Well, yeah, no, facts. And that's our
man.
biggest argument with it, is people try to say that, oh, you're more of a risk, whatever. Well, so the state, what they want to do is now, since Ohio and West Virginia, since we're so close to West Virginia, we have reciprocity with their constitutional carry. So you don't have to have a concealed carry in order to carry a firearm in Ohio anymore, as long as the pistol is registered to you. Now, they still say that it doesn't actually cover people that have a cannabis card, which, again, I carry every day, and I say that openly. I don't care. My cannabis has my name on it. It is in its dispensary package. I keep my firearm locked up when it's in my car. It's out of my reach. I don't keep one in the chamber, but I carry every day. I'm a social media personality, and a lot of my opinions other people do not agree with.
Right.
Let's just be honest. You know what I mean?
So,
But now with the new legalization, they have been going back, and the Supreme Court has actually been hearing a lot of cases as far as felons being able to carry a firearm after so much time. Because once you are no longer a ward of the state, you don't have any fines, you aren't on any paperwork, no probation, no parole, nothing. They can't continue to tell you can no longer carry a firearm, because that is unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court has ruled in our favor on that one. Just like felons being allowed to vote. A lot of the reason that they have that even in place is because most felons do not vote the way of the state. That's why they don't want.
Explain something to me though, Matt.
They don't want you to vote.
How's come you can't vote as a felon, but you can run for political office as a felon?
Well, see, and they've amended the voting thing now too, which we found out. The problem is you have to do it with somebody personally. They won't accept it if you try to do your voter registration card online, if you use the Ohio.gov for instance, you have to actually sign up with someone who is physically holding a clipboard with your voter registration card right there. As long as you sign that, from everything that I've researched, I know you can do it in city elections because we do it all the time. When we do, like we did our citizens initiatives, like for Martins Ferry, we were allowed to have felons who were no longer on paper or have any type of, you know what I mean? As long as you have no ties left to the state, you've done your time, whatever, you can vote in city elections. Well, we had looked it up and they don't announce it. It's something like it's a really like weird gray area. But we did find out too that you can vote in state elections as well, as long as there's like a 5-year period has to lapse.
Has to have lapsed, yeah.
Yeah, with your felony.
With
as long as you have no ties.
More can't
Bingo. You can't have any trouble on your record, nothing like that. But
that kind of bullshit. And I'll tell you, and it's unfortunate, but you know, that's a low number of people who can actually recover that well and become a human piece of society again. You know,
what drives me nuts? Sorry to interrupt
being
you,
rude. And shout out to the guys and girls who do become a citizen back and clean themselves up and become the person that they need to be.
What drives me nuts, guys, is the fact that like they want to treat cannabis like a gun, but you can't have a gun and cannabis. Like, why are you treating it like a gun?
And to get back to that, what I tell people to do, because granted, if you look online, you look at a thing, they say there's a zero tolerance, whatever. You're not allowed to have you. If you're going to carry, don't carry and have your cannabis with you. That is the best advice I can give. If you're going to have your cannabis with you, because a lot of police officers, as long as you have nothing on your record, you're not in trouble. You mean as long as you're carrying properly, most of them haven't said a thing. And I know I talk to a lot of cops on a day-to-day basis. I've basically been told by most law enforcement, if you're going to carry and have a medical card, just make sure everything is legit. Make sure that your car is legit. Everything is in your name. You've got your insurance. Make sure your cannabis is in its dispensary container the way it's supposed to be. Right. Have it out of arm's reach.
With your name on it. With your name on it.
Yeah.
If your name's not
Make sure that it is in a container that says your name, whatever, from a dispensary. It's out of arm's reach of the driver. Do not keep your cannabis and your firearm in the same place. Because technically, the way that they look at with the constitutional carry, as long as your name is on that pistol and your cannabis, just keep them separate. But they don't. That's why we went constitutional carry, because CCWs, they won't allow you to actually like go to the registry. Like when they try to put your name through, it will get blocked because you do have a medical card. That is the one time that it will, your name will pop, because Ohio, you pay the state pharmaceutical board directly. Like you pay them directly.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your card first, you talk to the doctor, and then the next bit of money you spend is $50 to the state pharmaceutical board for that anonymity.
Yeah, we pay to the state as well here in Pennsylvania. I don't know where.
Really?
I mean, I would assume it's $50 to the state, $100 and some odd dollars to your doctor every year.
Could you imagine if somebody from like the 60s or 70s was in a time machine and came to now and they're like, you have to have an ID to carry cannabis? And they're, wait, what?
Right.
What the hell are you talking about, bro? I'm from the 70s.
Yeah, but I meant like in a time machine, they don't know like the progress. It'd be like, you got a fucking ID for your cannabis?
Well, I mean, just think about this. When I was a child, smoking at 13, 14, 15 years old, never thought that this would be happening, and it's happening right here in front of my very own eyes.
I'm glad that your generation is living to see it.
That's what I'm proud of, is the fact that we were able to get this far. But I didn't think it was going to take this long.
Yeah.
There is no reason that we're just now in 2023 finally admitting that cannabis has medical fucking purpose.
Well, you know what's fucked up is Tommy Chong said in an interview in 1967. He said in 1967 that I wouldn't be surprised if they find out cannabis has medical reasons and it becomes legal. And look,
here we are.
Right.
We are.
Dude,
and that's the part that, I mean, it's exciting, but at the same time, it took this long for them to finally admit, okay, maybe people can use this. We have proven that Rick Simpson oil can cure cancer, certain types of cancers. We have proven that cannabis itself helps with cancer patients, people with eating disorders, like. And it's still a Schedule I narcotic. That's the part that gets me.
Right.
Like, we know all this, but it's still a Schedule I narcotic.
Well, recently they still have it as Schedule 1, but recently they admitted that
They're supposed to move it to a Schedule 3, which is the same as having Tylenol codeine, but
well,
which I would be fine with, but
it's just a step in a way, not a.
We need it federally. We need to get it federally fixed because people that have federal jobs and state jobs are still not allowed to use cannabis. They're still stuck using, you know what I mean, anti-anxiety medications. They're still stuck drinking, which that's 4 times more, you know what I mean? But that's why I like Joni Caliotis' story. Joni Caliotis was Ohio's very first medical marijuana patient. I believe you guys met her at the camp out.
I love that.
She's amazing, but she worked for the state for like 30 something years
as an employee for the state.
Yeah, and she smoked the entire time. She has MS. When I first met Joni, she was in a wheelchair. And you know what I mean, she was doing what the doctors were telling her to do. She was, you know what I mean, following the instructions like she was supposed to. Well, now she has stopped taking the pharmaceutical medicine. She uses her medical card. That woman swims the 4 seasons 4 or 5 days a week. She walks around with the assistance of a cane after they told her she was never going to walk again.
Right. I don't know if you guys caught the episode when I had Sister Mary Jane. She's from here in Pennsylvania. She was very sick as well. And Chardell over there is a RSO survivor and fights her battle every day with RSO.
See, that's amazing to hear.
Yeah, they're amazing. But Sister Mary Jane came on, and she was like, she had, I don't remember, I'm too stoned, but she had something very wrong with her, and she started taking, and now she's up and walking and talking and singing, and she goes to festivals, and she's an activist, and she dresses up like a nun. You can see the episode; it's definitely up on our YouTube. That's cool. Or Facebook back at it was a couple of weeks ago, a month ago maybe. But she was amazing, great, very nice. You can find her on Instagram. It's all for you 420 or something like that.
I have seen that name.
Yeah, she's a sweetie. She's got the nun cap on, and she's always on. She's a sweetie. We had her on. Love you, Chardell.
Dude, we all love the puppet. What are you talking about?
Facts, dude.
I love all of you guys. Thank you all for being here. Matthew, I don't want to ever end this conversation. I want to have you now. I want to have you on with Dr. High and I and Billy Blaze and on with Envy and I about
Matt, you're not just gonna have Dad and Dad, you're gonna have your own show on here.
Listen, you let me know when you guys want to do it, and I'm always down. First off, I don't leave any networking on the table. Okay.
Absolutely.
I enjoy networking with everybody. It's been a blast. I've met so many amazing people through social media and through activism. So I'm down. You tell me when you want me to be there, and I'll be there.
All right. Matt, I'll call you. Me and Hippie will figure out. I know your phone gets blown up a lot.
No smoking, no. Put that cigarette out. That's gross. Ew.
So hey, Hippie, just let. I'll send you Matt's number after we're done going live.
Okay.
One of his many. If you need another number, I'll send it to you.
If he doesn't answer that one, I'll hit you up for another one.
As long as like I said, normally it's hard during the day because I do get a lot of phone calls. Like hell, I've been on the phone with him while my other phone's blowing up like crazy. But as long as I know what time, like I have something to do, usually I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb and we can do shit like this the entire time.
Yes.
I don't mind that. As long as I know ahead of time, we can.
Well, my thing is Monday through Friday, sometime around noon till 2. I would love to have you and Billy together. And talk about politics and weed and all before your vote. I would like to do it before the vote. So if you can get into Billy's ear, I wrote to him already. He hasn't responded back yet.
His inbox is 3 times fucking worse than mine at times.
No, I know. And he responded right before you guys went to Missouri and said, absolutely, as soon as we get back from Missouri. And so I hit him up the other day and said, all right, you're back. Let me know when you're ready. And I left it at that. And I'm not going to harass him because I know he's a busy guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be in his ear later today.
Yeah. Michael Alisea. I said it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
His costume was fucking amazing.
Michael's costume was perfect last night.
I felt bad when I showed up because I didn't realize his lady was going to be Chong. So I got smart and I took my vest off. I was fucking Bob Ross. So shout out to Alcea. Him and his lady had an amazing
Absolutely,
costume.
they look great. I saw the pictures. Yeah, it looked like you guys had a great time last night. I'm sad that
I had to rib him a little bit because I don't think he thought about it, but she was running around with a beard all night. Finally, right before we got there, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I cannot wait until you forget and I get a picture of you and her kissing because she still has the beard on.
Bro,
And what's up with? I didn't see any costume on Stick Bay.
Oh, I'm sure Stick Bay will have something on, but usually Stick Bay, her boobies are her costume.
You weren't expecting me to pull out Stick Bay, were you?
I wasn't, but yeah, no. Normally her boobies are her costume, but I'm sure Bill will give her something.
Fan of Stick Bay. I watch
normally,
Stick Bay all the time.
Normally, when it comes to Stick Bay, there is no pulling out, Hippie. What are you talking?
Well, I keep up with Stick Bay and everything that's going on with her.
The Stick Bay character was probably one of the best ideas Bill's ever had.
It's amazing,
and it's so simple. It's so simple, but the times that he pulls those posts out, perfection.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I love it. Like the other one the other day with Michael kissing the boob of the one or something like that. I was like, Stick Bay got her titty in Michael's mouth.
Yep. In the plug, knowing the plug, he was excited about it.
But one picture Billy posted was perfect, where all you guys were just looking over, and it looks like you're checking her out.
Everybody's checking out Stick Bay on the other side of the room.
Oh yeah. No, the Stick Bay character.
Was that your gas, or was that a motorcycle?
Loud pipe save lives.
Somebody's Hellcat.
Oh.
Sweet. So we're also doing an event tonight for anybody in the area. We got OVD.
Yeah, Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest, yeah.
Shout out Louie the 13th. Okay, Louie Ball, the DJ.
I had him.
He puts so many events on and shit. Like I actually used to play with the band that he was in called Resistance 13.
Oh, I play
he was their drummer.
I play you.
Yeah, they were phenomenal.
Let me see. I got the one song that I was able to find.
Resistance 13 was fucking big back in the day too, like locally.
Yeah, and they actually started as a cover band.
Fantastic. They're fantastic. I really love this song.
Yeah, they were a cover band, and then they started making their own music. But around the same time, we were making our own music. They were doing covers, and we played a lot of the same sets, which is how I even knew Louie. But from seeing where he went and then kind of coming into his own with the DJing, it took me a minute to gain traction, but he is killing it.
They're great. I love them. Him, Erica. We had Rooster and Dave on from the campground there. They came on and hung out with him.
He's such a nice guy. Like
dude.
He got a hold of me. He's like, I'll do comedy at the gym. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll DJ. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, bro, like, you're a big DJ around here. What's your charge? He's like, we friends. I'm like, dude, you're fucking.
Louie's a sweetheart, and he just wants to see the scene come back.
Yeah.
I just got my he had to order me a bigger size OV DJ shirt. I just got that. Yes, well, I didn't get it yet, but we've made the arrangement, paid for it, and it's in the mail. So I'm very excited.
You need to get one for the puppet too.
I did. I got one, but all of you Calligraphy signed it, Muck Sticky signed it. So I was like, I'm not gonna put it on the puppet.
I have an idea. If you're down.
I'm gonna make a Porch Gang shirt for the puppet. I just gotta find one.
Yeah,
I have an idea.
Like a very small. He needs a new outfit. He's really tired, and look, his balls are always hanging out down here now.
Look at those.
I got you. I'm going to make sure that the puppet gets a Porch Gang T-shirt. I'll just need an Addy.
Sweet.
Hey, don't forget, I need a WTHC do-rag too.
I got one of them for you already. So I just got to send it to you. You got to give me your
The 2 white do-rag last night was fantastic, by the way.
Sorry, Chardell. I got this new penis thing here, Chardell, and I'm not used to it yet. And my dress isn't hanging long enough.
Matt, you need to hear that shit we're working on with 2 white because it is fucking hilarious.
I just got caught off guard by I got this new penis thing.
Yeah, it's new.
Chardell was talking to me over in the chat over there, and
I
became a man while we were at OV DJ. I don't know.
Yeah, me and Hippie both got some dick from this girl over at the camp out.
Nice.
He was a little tucked between my legs there that time, and I got a cock ring.
It happened.
Yeah, I have a cock ring on because if I don't, it stands up like a tent the whole time.
Oh, so when you got that cock ring, did you propose to your penis? It said yes.
Yeah, I said, "Will you marry me? Will you stay here with me forever now?" Because you know how long I was going around with a mystery. I didn't know what I was. It was just nothing there. There was nothing there forever.
That would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
the
so
thing
proud
is,
of my
Hippie,
little guy now.
Hippie saw my dick and he's like, I want one like that.
I
and he went
need
and got
one. Where did you get that dick from?
I need one of the dick hats. That's what I need.
That's what he's got. Well, he had a
Dickhead.
head.
You need a little dickhead hat.
Yeah.
I would be honored to rock
Matt,
the dickhead.
Matt, I can get a hold of somebody and get you some dick. Wait.
I need some. Yeah, do me a favor and set up a dick appointment. I need one.
Transplant, a dick transplant.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck is this conversation going, bro? Welcome to the
don't
Wake.
know.
I don't know, but I'm enjoying it. I don't know.
I was, whoa. I was about to play some Resistance. So you played what in Resistance 13? Were you the bass, guitar, or what?
No. I wasn't in Resistance 13. I was in
I
a
thought
band
you
that
said-
played with them.
Oh, like
we-
toured with them. You opened for them, or they opened for you.
Yeah.
Like,
We played a lot. We played a lot of the same shows.
What instrument did you play?
I was actually the lead vocalist for about 13 years.
Oh, wow.
I know I do play the drums. I played the drums growing up. But I never really got it. Like I was never as into the drums as I was into the vocals. And at one point in time, I was one of the better metal vocalists in our area.
Very cool.
But then I got old.
Yeah, it
Had
happens.
kids.
Yeah.
Metal is a very, very tough genre. I mean, like I said, for being young kids, we had our shit together. We had toured. We opened Sounds the Underground, Taste of Chaos, opened the Ernie Ball stage at Ozfest 3-4 years in a row. I've gotten to play with Bury Your Dead, Avenged Sevenfold, Crossbreed, Mushroom Head a couple times.
Very cool.
As I Lay Dying, All That Remains, and that was As I Lay Dying before Tim went to prison.
Note that.
But
Good to know.
it was amazing. It was a cool time for the Valley. Now there's a couple metal bands that are doing their thing, but there really is no scene around here anymore. You almost have to go
There's
away.
no rock and roll scene. It's very hard to find a rock and roll scene anymore.
Now, but you've got bands like Theriaca, which they just did an amazing show out in Steubenville. You've got Nothing But Scars is the band that, for anyone that's watching this, is who I'm going to be doing a feature with here very soon. Mike, what did you do?
I dropped my tray. I forgot it was on my lap.
Oh. So now you're getting a dented tray, everybody. You're going to get a free dented tray if you win.
Scratch and dent sale.
Actually, I got an idea. If you guys win, I'm going to go meet up with Matt here soon. Personally, we're all going to sign it. Me, Matt, and the Weed Suit Heroes.
Hey, I'm down with that. And if you want, I would like to sweeten the pot. I have a tray that I'd like to put with that, so you can do a first and second place if you'd like.
All right, brother, that works for me. We can all sign both of them.
Awesome.
We're all going to be at Harvest Fest. I'll just have everyone in calligraphy, whoever we get at that festival, to fucking sign it. I'll bring it with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. I love that idea. You guys are the best.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I have another, because when we go to these events, people give us a lot of stuff, because they want us to showcase it. And I tell everyone when they give us stuff, like, listen, more than likely it's going into a raffle. It's going, and it's never for any money.
Else, yeah.
I just enjoy giving stuff to people. And then after watching Bill constantly, because he's always giving shit away.
I know. I'm still trying to find that fucking $20 bill at the playground.
There'll be another one, I'm sure.
I said I got to go all the way to fucking Ohio to go find that $20 bill stuck on the inside of the playground somewhere. But I see it. I know. I got the visual. I have an idea where it is.
I'm telling you what, I've never seen someone throw money around the way he does, and it's just.
But you know what it is? It is all karma. So you do good, and then good comes back to him.
Yep.
So he's constantly doing good by giving stuff away, taking care of people, helping people in the community. That's why he is an ideal councilman or whatever he's running for.
See, and yes, and that's something that, I mean, again, thank you for bringing that up. Anyone who's in our area, the man is up, Councilman Schmidt. Make sure you guys go vote for him. That is going to be big for this town because they need someone who gives a shit. A lot of these smaller towns where we're at are still on the good old boy system. It's a closed club of a select few group of people. And I personally believe that they really don't have the city's best, or the villages.
I don't know them. Okay. So, but I'm going to interrupt you. I don't think it's them personally. I just think it's old school values, like they are still working on 1980s and we're now into the 2023s, and it's time to change those old dudes and start bringing in younger, minds and
Well, and you're not
people that are
wrong.
looking into the future, not still sitting in the 80s.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And that's a lot of these towns, they do still have the old school core values. And we've been doing the same things and spinning our wheels for how long? You need somebody with more progressive values. We need to have a more progressive system and more younger people who are more with the times, who are able to make those next steps. Well, that too.
Know how to use a computer. Can you see Biden or Mitch McConnell or using a computer on a regular basis, sending emails?
No.
They can barely stay awake during a conference. What the fuck?
Right.
That's
what both of them. But I think one from both sides. But you know what I mean? It's because I don't try not to get political at all here.
Me either. But the thing is, there should be an
Green
age
is
limit.
my only political, and if you're gonna say then I lean left. Whatever. I'm an independent.
If you're going to be part of the future and you want to be part of the future, you have to have an age limit on these fucking people because they are not.
I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
I would say I'm a realist too. That's what
so and everyone always asks me what my political stance is. I'm like right smack dab in the middle of the gray area. Life is hard. It's not always black and white. There is so many levels to this shit. But a lot of these older people, which this was as political as I'll ever get publicly, a lot of these people are too goddamn old for their own good. I'm not hating on older people by any means, but dementia is a motherfucker. Dementia is something that is hard to watch somebody go through. If you ever had a loved one that's gone through it, you see the signs. Mm-hmm. You cannot tell me that everyone that is walking around Biden or Mitch McConnell, you can't tell me these are the guys, they're blaming them for all these laws that are getting made. But those guys can't get through 4 fucking words without somebody saying, "Hey, sir, they're over here." Right. Or, that's not, you can't tell me it's them that's signing all this shit anymore. You just can't convince me. When they're like, "Oh, well, Mitch McConnell wants an abortion thing." Mitch McConnell doesn't know what he wants for breakfast.
What people don't realize is how American government works. The president has no power. The president has no power.
You got to put it in NFL terms. He's the quarterback. Basically, the president is the fall guy. And a lot of people do not understand that. He's the one that's there to take the fucking blame. That's it.
He's a puppet, pretty much. No offense.
I resemble that remark.
But no, they're just there to take the flack. That's it. There's somebody else behind the scenes calling the shots. So everyone's always, the president's fucking the country up. No, the government's fucking the country up.
No, it's big pharmacy. It's all the fucking people with the money who's fucking this world up. The ones that, I'll pay you this much as long as you do this.
Right.
I'll give you this much as long as you do this.
Another thing people don't realize, though, is when people go into office. When people go into office, they don't realize that what they are doing to change won't show up until 4 years later.
Or 10 years later.
It's all the shit from the previous administration they got to fix.
Right.
And then they give the next person all the credit for the good shit or hate them for the bad
back
shit.
And forth thing. If you just had one party, America, and you followed that and did what you're supposed to do and just follow the fucking rules and do what we're supposed to do. I mean,
what's driving me
nuts or no rules, whatever,
And what's driving me nuts, and I feel like a lot of people will resonate with this since we're going to be slightly political. We send so much money everywhere else to aid everywhere else. Meanwhile, we have veterans, which I bring that up because camera guy Cody, our cameraman for Dabbing with Dads, is a disabled veteran. Mm-hmm. He did how many tours? He put in his time and has to fight tooth and nail to get a back surgery, which he finally got. He's healing up from. Great. But you're sending all this money in foreign aid and all this, that, and third, and helping this person, that person, but you're not helping the veterans and the homeless people that are here in this country. We're still fighting to fucking legalize weed and to put money where it needs to go. And we're here's $100 million. Go fight over it 100,000 fucking miles away. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. That is money that could be put into our country. And if we're going to continue to give away that kind of money, we need to legalize cannabis because we need the fucking tax revenue to make up for all this bullshit that we're sending money out for. That's my rant.
I agree.
Man, we talk about whatever.
I mean, we are the biggest power, though, so we should be helping. But we should be taking care of our own first. I agree 100% on that.
Yeah, that's my only issue. I'm all for helping everybody because that's what we do on a small scale. I'd like to be, once we have the money to be able and monetize what we can do on a big scale, watch what we do.
We're never going to get there if we keep flip-flopping back and forth.
If you keep,
the Republicans will come in and they'll do what they think is best for 4 years or 8 years, and then the Democrats will come in and they'll change everything back, and it's just a fucking stupid battle of the same nonsense over and over and over again.
What is starting to happen, though, Hippie, and you'll see this happening more frequently, is the powers that be keep fucking with us. We'll just run for the political office. That's happening with Billy over in Blair. That's what's going to happen with Matt or me.
Well, I mean, we keep saying that, but I've been listening to that for years. You know, we need a younger person. We need a younger person, but they never get in there. So,
but think about it. Our generation.
I want Billy in, and I know he's going to get in, absolutely, but it has to start somewhere, and I guess that's where it's got to start, is at the younger down there in city council, and then keep working our way up and getting these older people out. But
I'm actually planning on running for city council and or mayor for my town here next year. Just because we need something new. It's been the same people. Nothing is changing. If you want something changed, the old adage, you want something done right, do it yourself. We need younger people in there with more progressive ideas, but we also need younger people to actually want to get involved in that. And I am like the least political person in the world.
Well, I'm going to say something, and this will probably get me in trouble.
Everything you say gets you in trouble, Hippie.
Yeah, it gets me in trouble all the time. But I just want to make something clear, and I've been trying to say it to my friends and family over in our Discord over there. I was brought up I guess you would say a very Republican. I was brought up a Republican.
I was too.
My parents pounded it into my head. My dad, not my mom. I don't think she really even cared. But
Same
my dad pounded it into my head, and he pounded hate and racism, and that's just him. I'm not saying all Republicans are like that, but he pounded. That was my dad. Okay, my dad. I forgot where I was going with this now. Oh, but I just want everybody to know that no matter what, you have your own mind. Like, you don't have to believe everything your parents tell you. You know, like when you're a kid, you have to listen to your parents, and that's for all kids. You have to listen to your parents, and you have to. But once you're old enough, make your own fucking decision. Go out and learn. Don't, because your parents were a Republican doesn't mean you have to be a Republican, or because your parents were a Democrat doesn't mean you have to be a Democrat.
I think what parents need to do is quit pushing religion and politics onto children.
It shouldn't be.
Let them be kids.
Choice. Everybody should have their own choice to pick what they want, and it shouldn't be pounded into my head that I am fighting the battle because I don't want to be a racist and I don't want to be a jackass like my dad. So I fight that battle every single day, and I'm the black sheep of the family because my whole family was Republican.
Is that why your family and you don't get along, because you're a black sheep? If you're a white sheep, they'd love you.
Probably. Didn't even think about that. Damn it.
See, luckily, I mean, my dad wasn't a racist, and I'll give him that one. You know what I mean? Like, my dad is not a racist. My dad's a cool fucking dude. I just know he has some backward thoughts, but it's also because of the era in which he came up.
Right. I don't blame my dad.
The time frame. Like, I don't blame any of them, because at that point in time, everybody thought a certain way.
Right.
Yep.
That's what
coming into the times, and I have noticed in the last couple of years, my dad has gotten a lot more open-minded, which I have been incredibly proud of, because he was very closed-minded for a long time. Now, granted, again, racism was never one of those things, but you always have those select few in your family. Everybody does. And if you say you don't, you're lying.
Just like you didn't shit yourself.
Bingo. Just like you didn't shit yourself, like you're lying. But I was one of those people that, luckily, I always have to buck the system. I've always been that type of kid. I don't know if it's just like oppositional defiance disorder or what, but anything that is of authority, I have to buck against it.
Me too.
So I've always kind of been a little bit more of a free thinker, which is what got me in a lot of trouble for the longest time.
Right.
And since I've had kids, I have done my best. I don't push religion on them, because I'm like the biggest anti-organized religion. But I'm one of those people. I'm not going to judge. If that's what makes you happy, by all means, do
Right.
you. Everyone's got to have faith in something.
Right. I don't care.
I just
If
don't get
you're
that feel
religious,
from it.
that's fine. Go do your religious thing. But
Bingo. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to make fun of it.
Right.
I'm just not going to push that. I don't want my kids to think the way I do. I want them to think for themselves. And a lot of people look weird for that, but like I challenge my kids. If you know what I mean, like think for your damn self. Like stop playing the video games, pay attention to the world around you, and make your own just logical decisions and run with them.
And learn from them, whether they're right or wrong.
Bingo.
I won't make fun of your religion, but I will make fun of what your religion does if you're Catholic. That's the
fact.
That's the only
fact.
That's part of the reason why I got out of religion. And in like the 3rd grade, I was like, I'm done with this shit.
You guys are supposed to be against sinning, but
nobody asked me if I wanted to study this shit. I was forced to sit there. I wasn't able to get married in a church because I dropped out of religion, and I'm Catholic, and I was supposed to have made my confirmation. So now I never got to give my wife the proper wedding with a church and all that because I was a dropout of religion. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Who the fuck made that rule up?
Well, no, exactly. And truth be told, that's what gets me about religion, and that's where I kind of fell out of love with it. There's some very judgmental people, and I know it's a lot of the older people, but there's very closed-minded people. You know what I mean? There's very, very, but you're not closed-minded.
Right. No, I'm totally the opposite. I don't even have a
bingo. Mind. There's a lot of people that are in the religious faith that are very judgmental. And there's so many religions out there, and I've done my best to kind of like look into all of them, trying to see where I fit in the world. And it comes to find out, religion itself doesn't work for me because I question too many things to begin with, and everyone has their own set of laws, but all the laws sound the same. They all say that they're the only power. They all say that they're the end all be all to, you know what I mean, like how to actually live. But they all say the other religions are wrong. Which one, you know what I mean? Like that's where I believe if I'm a good person, and I taught
my children that I am Jesus.
Pray to me.
I am
Pray to me.
If you want anything, come to me. I will be the one to give it to you.
Facts. No, I mean, but you're not wrong. And
and then you have your own faith. If you have faith. Feel, you know, if you pray to somebody. If you don't, then don't, you know.
Right.
Like,
my kids now, they have my daughter has
on us.
No, my daughter has shown interest in wanting to go to church and stuff. And I've told her, like, look, you want to go? I'll take you.
Go with your mother. Oh,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm one of those people, like, if that's what my kids want to do, fuck it. I will go. I will sit there if that's your thing. Because I want them to make their own decision. You know what I mean? Like, if that means me having to take you and sit there a couple times, I'm going to. If that's what makes them happy, fine. It's just not my cup of tea.
Pardon me. I got a statement I want to say. I think I might have church PTSD. I'll tell you honestly.
Probably.
And it's not from like being touched by my priest or nothing. But
you were let down. That didn't happen, huh?
I was sad. Yeah.
he wasn't one of the pretty ones.
I was there every week. I did everything he said. No, that's disgusting. Well, what I was gonna say is that no, now it's gone, you fuckers.
Welcome to my life.
You have church PTSD. You were talking about that.
Yeah, church PTSD.
PTSD, right? Church PTSD, right? Okay, hold on, it's coming back. So I had 2 significant women in my life pass away in like within less than a week, and my mom and my grandmother died like within a week of each other. And
sorry to hear that.
I didn't even get to put my suit away from my mom's funeral, and then grandma was dead, and I was in my mid-20s when this all went down.
Ooh.
And so I can't even walk into a church nowadays. Like I go to weddings and I'm sitting in the back crying my eyes out. I don't even know the people. It's like one of Mrs. Hippie's friends and they're getting married. I don't even know them. I'm like, sucker. I'm crying in the back. I can't go to funerals. I hate them. I can't even
You're the only person to make somebody laugh talking about something sad, Hippie. Fuck you.
That's me. I have had so many, like, I use this number a lot, and we just recently added to it with my buddy Cam. Shout out Silent Simba. but I have had 65 people in the last 4 years pass away to just overdoses. I am to the point now, I will do the end of life like celebrations and stuff. I won't go to funerals. I can't. First off, I can't be uncomfortable like that. I've told that story a million times. I found out that I get that shit honestly from my dad. I don't do well with discomfort. I joke and I make an ass of myself because I'm uncomfortable.
I get that from my aunt, my godmother. She at my mom's funeral, she had the whole place laughing. I mean, as much as they could. It was her sister, and
Right.
she's just a big, heavy set, funny woman. My aunt. She's, God rest her soul, because she's passed since then as well. But she had the whole fucking place laughing, and you know, I was doing my best to try to hold myself together at 24 or 26. I don't remember how old I was.
See, I couldn't like when I lost, like, my great grandma was one of like the best people in my life. Like, she was like one of the only people that, like, while I was fucking up, was still like, I don't care, still love you. And when she passed, that was rough. The only people that I have left in my life, aside from my wife and my kids, like, as far as like my family, like my immediate family, would be my grandmother and my mom, that don't think I'm a complete belittling piece of shit still. Because I mean, I come from a family that they're not the most forgiving folk. You know what I mean?
I haven't spoken in years. My dad and I don't speak.
My living, or like my little brother is doing amazing, but because of his job title and his job description, I do my best to steer clear, because I don't want anyone to associate what I'm doing with what he's doing to cause him any type of grief, because he does have a very, very, I mean, he's got a good job, but he's a public figure. Like I said, he's the chief of the Tiltonsville Fire Department. Right. I don't want anyone to look at him and say, oh, well, I mean, your brother's does this, and that. You know what I mean? Like, because he had to deal with the things I was doing being a drug addict years ago. You know what I mean?
Years ago, yeah. The stuff that we put everybody through when we were younger.
Right.
The fact that people are like, your family member does this, so I'm sorry, but what your family member does has no effect on you or what you are doing. But
I'd say it's the whole guilty by association thing with a lot of the older folks.
I understand. Not so much the younger. You just don't want to mess your brother's life up any more than we've already messed it up when we were younger. And your brother has got a quality career. He's going you're not
I don't
mess it up, because you're on the good and narrow now, and you're doing
absolutely. And a lot of people that he works with, they follow me. But I was so worried about it because I had put such a stain on my family's reputation for so long.
Me too. My whole family hates me. They never spoke to me. I was a crackhead for a very long time through the 80s and 90s. And I had no friends, no family, no nothing. And
the only two folks that I still have left that genuinely, like, still hold me at a high fucking, you know what I mean, are my mother and my grandmother.
Well,
for me to lose them now,
my mom died. She was the only one, and she died. So I can't believe that I've turned myself around, because when she got diagnosed with cancer, and like I was telling Chardell, I don't know if she's still here. This is back in the 80s. They gave my wife worked for a hospital, for a college/hospital that did medical research and training. It was a college, a doctor's college. So you would go there to become a doctor, and you had the hospital on the same campus. So she worked for the president of the college, and they were doing research back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And they slipped my wife some jar of some stuff. And it was like a black resin looking like tarry looking like stuff. And I didn't know anything about it. I was just a pothead back then. Actually, I was probably still doing my crack at that time. Couldn't care less about what was going on, except for the fact that my mom was sick.
Right.
And so my wife came home. She wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend. Came home and gave my mom and my stepfather the stuff. And I'm pretty sure it was probably an RSO.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a Rick Simpson oil.
They were like, try this. You have to boil it. You have to do it this way. It tastes horrible. And I remember vaguely all of that, and my mom being really upset about the taste of it. And they gave my mom 6 months to live, you know, and they were like, unfortunately she's gonna die. And they were like, there's nothing we can really do. She ended up living for 2.5 years. I would say the last 6 or 8 months of it was not quality of life. You know, she was just basically there, but
Rick Simpson oil does wonders, though.
Yes, it does.
I mean, if she would have got it earlier, maybe, I think, but you know, I don't even know if it was that. They didn't tell us, or if they did. I'm gonna try to find out now. My wife is still friends with the woman. Let's see if they can remember. We're gonna try to find out if it was, but it had.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was.
RSO is strong though. You gotta be careful with that RSO. That'll fuck you
Yeah,
over.
it is. Shout out Darren Stephen Miller. That is Mike Tyson's medical marijuana doctor, and he actually had like 4 different types of cancer. He had heart disease, and some other stuff. Like he was told he was going to die like a couple times over, and he was able to cure himself taking with this RSO regime. And he and his wife Amy, which they are amazing people. I mean, just couldn't be more amazing people. Super down to earth. They actually.
Icy Blue Heart. How does autoimmune and RSO work together?
All right.
My daughter just got diagnosed autoimmune.
Okay. What the autoimmune, actually, the RSO, they say it helps treat the nausea, the pain, all that stuff, the inflammation. But because it is such a high dose of concentrated cannabis, they actually think that it actually targets the cells. That's why you take so much of it. Now you're taking a rice-sized grain, but you take it multiple times a day.
Right, like
the reason I bring that up,
60 days or something like that, right?
Yeah. H.J. Carter, he's an amazing older man. He had colorectal cancer. Bill was taking him RSO, you know what I mean, all the time. He was taking the way he was supposed to, and to the point where HJ had gotten his own, you know what I mean, little setup where he could make it for himself.
Right.
But they had given him, I think it was like 7 months to live or something. And luckily he's still here with us. And this is, you know what I mean, 6-7 years later.
That's awesome.
And it was thanks to RSO, and he was told he was going to die.
Is he cancer free now? Or is he still
he is cancer free. He has been cancer free for a while. He still gets his checkups. But actually, as fate would have it, because I've gotten really close with him and his wife Anna over the past couple of years. He got cleared of the cancer, was doing great, was coming down, helping us with activism. He was coming and holding signs for us and stuff. And this is an older man. He's on oxygen. Right. You know what I mean? All the time. He was helping some lady clean off her porch and got bit by a bunch of baby brown recluse spiders. He was moving planters and didn't realize they were in there, and had got bitten by a bunch of babies. Now he's got like he's missing half his lung from a bad cart. He's all swelled up and stuff.
What? From a bad cart?
Yeah. A bad cannabis cart.
My nephew had a collapsed lung due to that.
Yeah, and that was his issue. So he got all that taken care of and squared away. So I mean, this man's been through the ringer. But then a couple months ago, he was, like I said, he was helping somebody clean off their porch, got bit by a bunch of baby brown recluse spiders, and now I guess it's triggering his lymph nodes. But he was in the hospital for a long time. He has a really hard time breathing now, and there's still poison from the brown recluses like coursing through his veins, and he has to go and see a specialist, and like it's wild. But he went through all of that for baby brown recluse spiders to be the catalyst.
I thought that was supposed to make you a superhero. What the fuck?
Yeah,
right. I would like to.
He should be a Spider-Man, not get sick.
I would love to get Darren Miller on here, by the way. He would be a great guest to have on here.
Darren Miller is so knowledgeable. And actually, they have the comic book series, the Talking with the Dead. I've showed off a couple of the comic books. They got sued by The Walking Dead and won. But it's a digital comic book series, and they have regular comic books too. You guys need to go check that out. Awesome. But that is something that he and his wife do, and they're actually the actors in the comic as well for, you know what I mean, the illustrations. Right. But to talk to that man, like I said, he has had such an amazing run, considering he was told he was going to die. He had lost all kinds of weight, like it was bad, and he started taking the RSO.
I would love to talk to him. Yeah, Dr. Darren are always into talking about anybody who's used medical for helping or, you know, anything.
Yeah, well, see, and it helps because it helps with the pain, it helps with the inflammation, it helps with the nausea, it'll help give people an appetite that doesn't have an appetite. But it's mainly the pain killing aspect of it, and you use strains that are like, I like 1-to-1 strains for like actually medicating, because 1-to-1 strains have equal parts THC and CBD. So CBD is a natural NSAID, just like ibuprofen and Tylenol.
Well, Dr. High and I say it every day. We say everybody should be on a daily intake of CBD.
Yeah,
if you're
even
not
I
sick,
know.
if that's all it is,
you're not
CBD.
sick, just CBD. You should take CBD every day.
Back
And
to
if you're a smoker, you should be on some sort of an RSO regimen. Why not
Back-
use it as a preventative
back
instead
to
of?
the
Facts.
back to the RSO though with curing cancer and stuff, which we can't really say
I
curing
don't like
cancer,
to say
but
cure. Yeah, I don't like to say cure, but I
No,
like
it
to
but-
helps.
say
It is a very
but-
good. It is a
but
very
they-
good
definitely a
assistant.
but
sign
it has
saying
been-
it's helping.
it was found that Rick Simpson's oil, when he was living in his neighborhood, was getting rid of cancer cells, and they were wondering why. The Department of Pharmacy got so upset about it that he no longer lives in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they found
Well, that was
out,
like Dr. Sebi. For those of you who don't know who he was curing like different types of AIDS and stuff with just herbs. No weed. I mean, there was weed involved, but it was mainly just different herbs and different herb blends. And he had proven to a New York judge, because the judge was like, look, I've never done anything good in my life. He said, the one thing I'm going to do to try to help this out, because the state of New York was trying to sue him. Big Pharma was trying to sue him and wanted him like imprisoned for practicing without a license and this, that, and the third. And finally the judge was like, listen, this is like the only good thing I've ever done in my life. Like, you're out of here. No fine. Just go. And then they say he died from his own, herb concoction, which I don't believe, but
no,
I mean,
he was Epstein. He was.
yeah, I don't believe that at all. I believe
What's crazy is, back to the original thought though, with RSO, what they have discovered is what it does is the way that you are, I believe anyway, you should approach cancer is not destroy all of your cells. It's a bad cell that needs to be turned back into a good cell, and that's what RSO tries to do. And in some cases it works, some cases it doesn't, because everybody's different. But you want to turn that bad cell into a good one because you don't want to weaken yourself.
right.
Right.
Well, that's actually what ends up getting people sick, is like when they go through like the chemo and radiation therapy, is that it does destroy the cells. It shuts your immune system down to where you can't fend off infection. You can't fight off, colds and stuff. And like, especially like in our climate with how it goes from hot to cold so quickly and so rapidly, like it's a bad time for a lot of people who have autoimmune disorders.
Yeah, and a lot of the times it isn't the cancer that kills the person. It's an infection or something that they couldn't fight off.
Matthew, on the show with Dr. High, I play the stoner comedy part, and Dr. High is the genius. You seem to have some knowledge. I would like you to answer Steve's question so I don't mess it up. He asked, "What is CBD?"
Okay, CBD is the non-psychoactive part of a hemp plant. And like I said a few minutes ago, it's a natural NSAID that we have. It is like we've proven it works the exact same way as ibuprofen and Tylenol. It is good for the inflammation. It's good for the decalcification of joints. It helps with things like rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia. It acts as a catalyst for eating disorders. Like, it'll actually help give an appetite the same way THC does, but it's non-psychoactive.
Right,
so folks that have to worry about that. So you won't get the euphoria or the high that comes along with like cannabis. And that's why a lot of people, they'll try CBD one time, they don't feel anything from it, because they have that it's weed in their head, not realizing there is no psychoactivity there's no psychoactivity that's going to go on with it. So people will try it, like, oh, I don't feel nothing, it ain't working, when you have to let it build up in the body. You have to let it build up in the body first and foremost. You have to take it for a couple of days.
What Dr. High says is, you're not going to notice it working, but when you stop a month later, you're going to notice it's not there anymore. You're going to be like,
and that's what I tell people.
Why is my body hurt now? Why am I aching here? Why is my knee hurt again? And it's because I stopped taking the CBD.
You'll notice more when you don't take it than when you do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is my favorite line.
Like I put it in, I made my own. We got 99% CBD, and I made my own with MC. We made it on the show. You can go back and watch. It's back in one of our shows on YouTube. We made it here live on the show. I went out and I bought 99.9% pure CBD and MCT oil, and I made a batch, and now I'm adding half of it to my vape juice. So I have 2% nicotine and a flavor, and then I put a little bit of CBD in there, and then I get my CBD every time I take a hit as well. So I'm getting CBD every time, and I'm cutting down on my nicotine at the same time.
Yeah, I do still smoke, but I was 2.5 pack smoker a day. I'm down to, I can make a pack of cigarettes last me about 4 days. I vape more than anything else. The only time I really have a hard time with it is when I'm at work. I mean, I'll vape all day long, but that cigarette gives me an excuse to walk outside for 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, you need that.
That's been like at home. I really don't smoke at all. I mean, I vape, but that's because we don't smoke in the house. I have to walk outside every time we smoke. So I just sit out in the house and vape. I'm fine with that. But I have cut down exponentially from where I was as a smoker. But I take CBD every morning. And because of the damage I've done to my body with being a recovering addict, I just feel like it
ain't gonna hurt.
I take a men's one a day, every single day. I never understood the importance of physical health. Like I always lifted, like I like when I was younger, I was built like a brick shit house. I always enjoyed working out, but internal health, I was still, you know what I mean? I was still very unhealthy,
right?
Even being healthy,
right?
I take a men's one a day every day. I have, you know what I mean? I got aches and pains.
Drinking your water, stay hydrated. That's a big one, especially if you're a weed smoker.
The thing is none of us really expected to make it this far in life. So
no, and I see
all these pains.
I overdosed 12 times. I have legally been dead 12 times.
What?
Yeah, take that, Nikki Six.
My heart has stopped. I have been Narcaned 6 times. I have been resuscitated 3 times. I have been legally dead 12 times.
How long are you clean now, sir?
I got 9 years.
Wow, that is amazing.
I'll be celebrating 10 years. August 24th of next year. I'll have a full decade next year.
That is amazing. I am 24 years clean off of. See, and I had a hard time. I have a nephew who is suffering from the pill epidemic, and me and his father and I live up here in Pennsylvania. He was still living in New York, his son. And he was partying like a rock star without the money, and he was bad, really bad. And we went into New York, and we pretty much kidnapped him and brought him up here to Pennsylvania. And then I took him, and I went to all sorts of meetings with him because his dad was never did drugs, And I said, well, you don't have to go through that. I'll go through that with him, and I'll take him, and I'll go to the meetings with him, and I'll go. And when we walked into the first meeting, I felt weird because I had a medical marijuana card. And they were like, everybody stood up and they were like, I'm 20 years clean or whatever. And I'm like, and then it was my turn. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to this. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm
You're still clean. Some people consider it California sober, but you are still clean. I'm sorry.
That's like taking a Tylenol
and they were totally cool with it. They thought about it for a couple minutes because this was 6 or 7 years ago when our first card came in. Working.
Yeah, I think he's working. I have an idea, Hippie.
I'm still here.
Hey, Matt.
What's up, Bob?
How would you like to come back next Saturday for the giveaway?
I'd be totally down.
How about you, Hippie? You cool with that?
Absolutely.
Yep, right there's one.
Absolutely.
What I was thinking, we're almost to the 2-hour mark. We've got to leave them hanging a little bit. Did you guys want to just meet up for Saturday?
Yeah, we'll end it now. Matthew, have a great day at work. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Like I had a blast. I've been looking forward to getting on the show anyhow.
I had all intentions of having you on. You didn't need to have this guy come and get a job here to get you on. I would have had you on anyway. You didn't have to get me sucked into this fella. I would have had you on the show anyway. But
we're a duo deal, Hippie. I come with this guy. Well, we come together. I mean,
Gotcha. But I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to help this customer. But no, definitely get in my inbox. Let me know when you guys have some free time.
Absolutely.
I will come on.
Hopefully someday this week, if you can get to hold the Billy, I'll have you on at noon to 2 for a couple hours with Dr. High and I. That's what I really want. And then again with Envy and I, and then next Saturday with us.
All right. Hey, you know what? Jump in my inbox. We'll get all this set up. I am so down.
All right.
I'll give Hippie your number.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, Hippie, enjoy that penis. Mike, I love you, Bubba. Thank you guys so much for having me, and I'll see you guys next time. Love, peace, chicken grease. Hit the rock. Don't smoke it. Drive safe. Wear condoms. Love y'all.
Wear condoms. He said wear condoms.
On your head like I did.
I haven't even tried on a condom yet. I don't know if I need a finger condom or a regular condom.
So, Hippie, I got to go too because I got to go to the little boys' room and I got to go meet up with Calligraphy to work on some music. Thank you for doing this with me. And anytime you want me on your show, bro, as long as I'm not doing nothing, I'm always down.
Absolutely. Everybody out there on YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much for being here. Stick around. Go to Live 365 on TuneIn or TuneIn or Live 365 or TuneIn, right? Live 365 or
Yeah.
TuneIn, and you can find us there. I'm going to sign off, and Two Fat Buds podcast is coming up next right here at 11 o'clock. Two Fat Buds. It's
Love
a
you guys.
half-hour podcast about marijuana. So
Marijuana.
go ahead and tune in over there. I love you guys. Thank you so very much. Have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Love you guys.